as the person building it, who said yes, they can build it, don't fail.
Okay, look. Like twice.
Just add 5 feet.
One!
Do the same thing. Hello everyone, welcome to Metavichi Endeavors. Today we're talking about the house that we're currently in, which is my parents' house, and kind of the design and how we got to what we're building today. So
don't you know? The Canadians come out here.
I'm Canadian. I'm not.
I don't even know what that was. I'm Canadian.
Listen.
Okay, Linda. You're gonna hit the whole gamut, ain't you, today?
Okay, so let's first talk about how we, the house, which I'm gonna show like clippets of what Ben designed on SketchUp. This whole house, all the things that we create, is designed on SketchUp, which comes from our theater background. Well, Ben's theater background. I didn't touch SketchUp. I didn't do that. This house all started on a previous piece of property that we wanted, and I think I wanted it to kind of like mold,
be a part of the land.
Be part of the land and mold in. And it happened that, you know, of course my mind went back to what's that show, Lord of the Rings, with the Hobbit house. And I think I've had this idea in my mind for a while. Oh no, you know when it started? A previous, not even from that land that we wanted that was too expensive, a house in a upper scale neighborhood that had mostly a front yard. And I said, well, if we ever have kids, I want them to have a playhouse, but there wasn't any trees or anything. So I said, how can I give that to them but also not mash up my front yard by putting tree houses in front of it? And that's where that came in.
Okay, yeah, I never knew that.
Oh, well,
okay.
That's, but even if we go further back, I also wanted a root cellar.
Okay. So in other words, everything ever invented, why not try it out?
Go back and go back and go back. That's how it got there. Play. And so, whenever our parents agreed that they would help us fund for the land and we just built them a house and all that sort of stuff, we convinced them for us to not build it underground like an actual root cellar or maybe hobbity type thing, but to give it a green grass roof and make it look like a hill, which you'll see in the SketchUp. And
that's also where we get the name La Collina for this house.
Yeah.
Which means
the hill in Italian, because we're obsessed with Italy and the language and the food, and the place. But nevertheless, that's where the whole shape of the house came from. And the layout of the house came from, Ben?
So the original layout of the house came from the idea of building with shipping containers. So that was kind of our first step into designing or building experimentally. Like, because I mean, I've built pretty simply with studs, sheathing, wood, life easy kind of stuff, but we're like, what's something that we could do that'd be cheaper, faster, and easier? And so we started off with the idea of, I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shipping containers. And so
I think we actually only had 4 because we didn't have a garage when we first designed it, did we?
No, we did.
Oh.
We did.
Okay.
Because I think we decided, we're like, no, we're not going to do a garage. And then we were like, nah, we should do a garage.
Yeah.
Because it was like, it was 2 extra shipping containers. It was like, it's not that big of a deal. 2 40s, 4 20s. It is what it is. And so we're like, okay, well, easy peasy. And so we started off with that design, which I'm really glad that we didn't end up going with that design, because the shipping containers we do have now, if you try to call and talk to people, they don't have them. So there would have been sections of the house that you would have sat in and wouldn't have been able to talk to people. You wouldn't have had any cell service.
Oh, the cell service.
Yeah.
Part, yeah.
So plane. Because you wouldn't be able to cell service, I'm kind of glad that didn't work out as we thought it would, because it just kind of makes it easier. But now that we've kind of gotten into this design, there's a lot of things that we've upscaled and things that we learned, like when it was coming to the idea of just the shipping container itself being built. If we're not going to be using even one portion or section of the shipping container, it was a better idea to just essentially make your own shipping container. You have the ability now to be more, what's the word? Not so utilitarian, but more...
I don't know, I just think we get to be more flexible.
They get flexible.
We're
That's
not
where I'm
confined to a literal box.
Yeah. And so that was kind of the nicest thing. And I mean, just the idea that we now have more structure, we have more strength, we have a lot better flexibility, we can maneuver things in much better ways. It just makes it better. And so...
And also, this idea all started what is it?
Oh, COVID.
Pre-COVID, yes.
So the price of shipping containers were a quarter of the price that they were once we started this process, and still are we're like half the price that they are now. So
yeah, it went from shipping containers, cost effective, to astronomical prices, to the not so bad prices, and they're still slowly coming down. But after a while, we're just let go.
Still, there's no
we
time.
Let go.
There's
we
still,
let go.
I mean, it would also just end up with a big waste, because I mean, we'd eventually have to figure out things to do with the extra steel that we had.
Yeah.
From cutting things out.
Our design. It didn't work with our design because we ended up cutting more of the shipping container that was needed, and eventually we were like, with the structure of the shipping container, and less. Yeah, that was it. It was just a structure, so it didn't make any sense. Like Ben said, we just should have made it out of steel at that point.
Exactly what we designed at the beginning. I mean, it's still 40 feet long in the main areas of the house, so anything that's left and right of the atrium is still 40 feet. The only section that changed was mainly the middle, got expanded to 11 feet almost, and then the back of the house got extended to almost 30 feet. So instead of it being 20, it's now 30, which is actually kind of a nice change that was happened.
Yeah.
And then the garage has pretty much doubled in size. So then that way, it was something that my mom came up with, was the idea of just having more space to put things.
Because there's no attic.
And so we ended up adding the attic space essentially to the garage space, so that way, if they want to, they can just use that space for storage.
Yeah, the things that my mom was concerned about was light, and so that's why we have an atrium, and in the atrium has 3 windows, 1 big window, 2 small side windows.
I think you can see in the drawing, or you should be able to see in the drawing, is that it has 1 big window on the bottom at about 3 feet off the ground, and then that window is 3 feet tall itself, and then there's a small gap or a foot gap, and then there's another 1 foot window above it.
And the sides of the house has all the windows. There's no windows in the front unless the door has windows, right?
The door has windows, and then there's 2 side lights.
The 2 side lights.
Yep.
And then the back in their closet also has a little window at top to let some light, so you can get the true color of what your clothes is. But so we made sure that we added enough windows on the side. We also raised the ceiling to...
So ceiling height internal is almost 11 feet.
11 feet, because my mom was afraid, the idea that it's a hill, you're under dirt, that it would be claustrophobic. But we made sure that it hopefully won't feel that way. And you can see through and you did the lighting, what is that, timescape?
Oh yes, so you'll see the lighting move from, our first one is going to be from summer throughout the day, I think 4 or 5 periodic times throughout the day, and then the second one is winter. That kind of shows that, so we put this almost on an exactly true east to west layout, and so for that it helps out a lot more in the summer in the sense that the sun penetrating through the atrium is going to be more directly straight down, causing less to just kind of fill the room, but it's still going to be bright. But then in the winter now, it also expands the sun into the room, helping make it feel warmer, bringing in more light, and just an overall warmth to
I'm
the
proud
house.
of ourselves that we did that. That was pretty good. We thought about the light. Good one, Ben.
I do good sometimes.
I said we. I was giving the credit to us.
I know, but
Okay.
I'm stealing it back.
Okay. And let's see, the exterior of the house. Well, of course, the roof is grass. That is I feel like, do we talk about that now?
No, I'm not
Okay.
going to tell you about the roof. You'll
Yeah.
see the roof in
You'll
the
see the
video when
roof.
we do it.
Yeah, when we will
That'll
talk
be
about
the
it
easiest way
then,
to do it.
because that's a beast. And the siding is stone.
The siding is going to be stone up to the windowsills,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's going to be
What is it? Irrigated metal?
corrugated.
Corrugated.
irrigated metal. The,
Corrugated
the metal
metal.
will have its own irrigation system.
It washes itself. I don't know. The top's gonna be grass, like we said.
Yes.
The sides, like going into the house towards the door, is also gonna be rock. That
Just rock.
just rock. What do you call that? Those sides?
Oh, the retaining walls.
The retaining walls
Yeah.
are gonna be rock, and that's mostly it.
Yep.
And most of our ideas happened externally, and my parents' ideas are more theirs internally.
Yeah.
I think they liked it. I mean, I hope they like it. We're building it right now.
And Kayla's parents, I mean, mainly her mom. Her mom's the one that does most of the yard work. And so I hope that doesn't continue. I would rather just do it for her. But
Well,
I think
we
one
did
of
come to the compromise that Ben's the one mowing the roof.
Yes. But
Because my mom likes to plant and do her flowers and her gardens and her whatever trees.
Mhm.
And so that's her hobby. So Ben's honest can't touch it. I think that's what pretty much happened.
yes. And so it was just the idea that if she was going to mow the roof, this way it also gave her a very easy way to mow the roof. She could just walk over it with the lawnmower. She didn't have to.
You just go up the hill.
Yeah, she didn't have to carry up a lawnmower or get someone to take the lawnmower on the roof to mow it. No, you
It's
just
not like a thatched roof and you got to get somebody professional to come and rethatch
Scissor
it
it
and
all that
broom it.
fun
I don't know
stuff,
what
yeah.
they do with thatched roofing, really. Put sticks back where they go.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think we're pretty excited to see how it turns out. Me specifically for the green roof, because it's my idea, and if it fails, then actually, if it fails, it's still not my fault because I was just a designer. Ben, as the person building it, who said yes, they can build it, don't fail.
huh? What did you say, fellas?
That's the design of our house, and that's the concept. That's the road we're taking. That's where we're headed, at least for now. Because I mean, technically everything's already approved by the city, and we're going through with it. And I think this would be the first green roofed house in the city, at least standing today, according to the city people who come and look at it. So it's gonna be exciting. I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty happy that my parents actually agreed to do this. So
Yeah.
if you have any questions about our design, comments, I don't know, anything, feel free to comment it and down below. And if you like literally anything we said, give us a thumbs up so that we know that we're heading in the right direction of what you want to hear. And anything else for you, Ben?
No.
All right. Good day, mate. Come back here, Ben. Just stick your head in. And don't forget to subscribe.